Welcome to Corbin's Coasters and More. I'm Corbin, and today I am doing something a little bit different. I am ranking all the theme parks that I have personally been to, ranked on a tier list. If you've never seen one of these, S is the best, and then A, B, C, D. Don't ask me why it's not just school grades. This is just how people do it. So a D is really a fail. Also, the ads on the side were annoying, so I replaced them with my own. This is a book that I just read, my first audiobook credit ever. It's a book written by John Nelson and narrated by me on how to start your own bed and breakfast. It's tips and tricks from owners, and it's actually interviews with the owners and managers of already established bed and breakfasts. You can get that now on Audible. If you use the link below and you've never signed up for Audible, you will get 2 free books. And if you make my book the first book, you are helping to support the channel, because I actually make a decent amount of money off of that, as does the author, as long as it's the first download. And you still get another book of your choice for free just for clicking the link below. Now on to theme parks. I know that was boring, but I have these in no specific order, just the order that came to my mind. These, I think, are all of the parks I've been to internationally, and we're going to start with Animal Kingdom. This is one I find to be very underrated. You have Pandora, which has Flight of Passage, one of my favorite dark rides of all time. You have Expedition Everest, the Yeti coaster, one of the best themed coasters of all time. It was the most expensive for a long time. Dinosaurs, an underrated dark ride. You have the Safari. It's an S tier. It's Disney's best park, and it is among my favorite in the country. Glad to finally have a season pass to that. Videos coming shortly on that one. Now we go on to Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay. Now this one I would have had it higher. However, with it being my home park, one of my home parks now, there are a lot of operational issues with Busch Gardens. Their drop tower has been closed for months. Cobra's Curse, I don't know if it's back open. It was closed for a month in the middle of summer. Their shows aren't open on weekdays. The rides are great, though. The animals are great. I'm actually between an A and B on here. I think Iron Gwazi pushes it to A. Without Iron Gwazi, yeah, Tampa Bay, I think, would be a B. And then Busch Gardens Williamsburg, I just went to. There's going to be videos in a couple weeks on things not to do at Busch Gardens and the top 10 rides at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Keep an eye out for that. Williamsburg is definitely in my S tier. I think it's a little better than Animal Kingdom. Every single coaster there is good, except for the Grover coaster in Sesame Street Land. Every single coaster is in my top 100. So I don't think you can ignore that. Also, Pantheon, quite amazing. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you where Pantheon is in my rankings because I want you to watch that video. We got Carowinds. This one I just released some videos on. Part of my Southeast Coaster trip. Not as good as I remembered, if we're being honest. The theming is minimal, except in the new area back by Copperhead Strike. 3 really good coasters, and Fury is a top 10. I'm going to put it at B. Just because the atmosphere is not amazing, and after the top 3 coasters, it gets pretty low pretty quick. Cedar Point. Do we need to ask? Obviously, one of the best coaster collections in the world. I am going to put it above Animal Kingdom, even without any dark rides. They do actually have a new adventure ride. Very Disney style. You go through on a lake with live actors and stuff. That's their new addition in the last couple years. Pretty cool, actually, to add to a great, great coaster lineup, including Steel Vengeance, #1 coaster in the world. So I am going to put it below Busch Gardens Williamsburg, though. I really love that park. Then you got Disney's California Adventure. I've only been there once, and I went very recently. I do love the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. Cars ride was not as good as I thought it was going to be, but really cool. You got the Pixar Pier. I think I like it more than most people. I also found Genie Plus to work really well at this park. It made it very enjoyable. I got to ride Guardians of the Galaxy a lot because of it. I'm going to put it in A, above Busch Gardens. And by the way, I'm using Tier Maker to make this list. So if you want to go to tiermaker.com and if you type in theme park tiers, this one says that it's by Corbin's Coasters and More. And you can do this yourself and upload your results. Then we have Disneyland, the original in California. I don't think it's an S tier park, but it has a ton of rides. The only problem is I went before they had the Star Wars section. Before that, there were no amazing rides. Now they have that. They have Rise of Resistance, along with a ton of rides. I think this is one step above California Adventure, not quite S tier. It's not quite somewhere that I want to travel across the country for, mostly because Batu is already in Florida as well, so there's no need to go to California to go. So they need something more. Epcot. This one would have ranked low until I had my season pass, and now I am much higher on Epcot than I was. I mean, I had it as one of my lowest parks. They added Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind. It is an amazing indoor coaster. Lots of theming, cool music, cool ride. I'm not going to give anything away on it. Just ride it for yourself. That alone ups it a notch. They added Ratatouille, not a great ride, but just the fact that they now have enough rides to make it a full theme park. They have their festivals, the food and wine, the garden festival, all that, some kiddie rides, I love the land and riding through that. So I think this is on the highest end of B I'm going to put it just below Busch Gardens Tampa, still an A tier park. Still something I would recommend. Now we got Family Kingdom in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I haven't been there in a long time. And they only have one roller coaster. It's Swamp Fox. I was way too scared as a kid to ride it. I probably still would be pretty scared to ride it. It is very janky. It looks like it has a cool layout. This is one of the places where you can pay by a ride, kind of like Fun Spot. I remember them having a cool rapids ride, some cool flat rides. I'm going to put it at a D, though, because they have one old wooden coaster. It's a pure park. What do you expect? Fun Spot America. This one is to represent the Kissimmee Park. That one has Mind Blower, which is a really fun coaster. Only one go-kart track there, and they have a couple other janky coasters. That's what they're known for. I had fun there, but I would not pay $60 to go there, which is the asking price. I'm going to keep this on a D tier, but it's borderline C. It's not that bad. But if that's the best you can say about a park. Now, I do love the Old Town theming, but but Old Town is technically separate from Fun Spot. So the tickets don't buy anything in Old Town. If you were including Old Town, I'd push it up to a C. So, you know what? Let's make it a C because it is all kind of the same thing. Then we got Fun Spot Orlando, which I think this is better than the Kissimmee Park, but it doesn't have Old Town. And it doesn't have as good of a Star Attraction coaster. Their number one coaster, though, White Lightning, is a whole lot of fun. Much better than I assumed it was going to be, especially for how small it is. No lines, which is the only place in Orlando you can go and get no lines. Lots of go-kart tracks. Again, it's way too expensive for what it is. I am going to put it just above the Kissimmee Park. Still a C. Holiday World and Splash and Safari. Now, I do love... I think you do have to include the water park in Holiday World because it is probably the best water park in the country. You have 3 water coasters. Haven't been there since the third one went. Wildebeest is the most fun water park ride in the entire world. It actually has airtime on a water coaster. It's really cool. And then you have the Voyage, one of the best wooden coasters, if probably the second or third best wooden coaster I've been on. And the Legend, the Raven, You get free parking, free sunscreen, free soda. I've always liked that. I've liked the theming. I think this is better than Carowinds. It's not an A-tier park, but it is worth a trip if you've never been, and it's worth a trip when they put something new. So I'm going to put it high up in the B tier. Hollywood Studios, Florida, part of Disney World. The problem with this park is it's so disjointed, and there's not that many rides, but all the rides are so good. You have Rise of the Resistance and the other Star Wars rides. You have Toy Story Mania, which is a lot of fun. You got a really good kiddie launch coaster and Slinky Dog Dash. Tower of Terror. It's a top 2 drop tower of all time. Scariest ride in Florida. It's better than Epcot. Is it better than Busch Gardens? I'm going to say yes. Is it better than California Adventure? No, I don't think it is. I don't really know. It's pretty much a tie with California Adventure. I mean, they're very, very similar parks at this point. So I'm going to put it right there in A. Indiana Beach. As a lot of you know, this one got sold recently, so I haven't been since it got sold. But I went a few years ago, probably about 5 years ago. I had more fun than I thought I would. But the amount of driving you have to do to get there, then when I went, both of their wooden coasters were down, which was most people's point of going. It's an interesting setting on a lake in the middle of a cornfield. I'm going to put it right above Family Kingdom, but it's definitely a D-tier park. I know they're adding new stuff, so maybe it's changed, but definitely D. So we go from one of the worst to one of the best. Islands of Adventure is inarguably S tier. God tier, actually. That's probably my favorite park of all time. Got a couple of the best dark rides of all time with Forbidden Journey and Spider-Man. You got Hagrid's, which is the best themed coaster in the world, including Guardians of the Galaxy. You have Velocicoaster, which is a top 3 coaster for me. It's an incredible park. What can you say? Now, the right side of the park could use a little bit of something, but the fact that it's lacking stuff and it's still my number 1 park, come on. Kentucky Kingdom and Hurricane Bay. This one's interesting. Another one where the water park is definitely part of the park, but it's not an impressive water park. It's well known to be one of the worst layouts in the world. You have to cross the highway to get to part of the park. You have 2 really, really good coasters. One of the better RMCs. You have Lightning Run, Storm Chaser, and Lightning Run, which Lightning Run, that Chase Hyper GTX is one of a kind. I really like the coasters. I really hate the setting. And the operations aren't good, and I've only been once, so I can't judge too much. It is cheap. I haven't been there since it got sold, so I don't know if it's as cheap. I'm going to put it above Fun Spot, of course, but still C tier. It'd be worth hitting up on a trip if you're going to that area, but I'm not traveling for Kentucky Kingdom. I think that's where I put that. If you don't know, I am in the middle, well, the videos are in the middle of a Southeast coaster trip that I did this summer. And my next videos are on King's Dominion, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. So make sure to give those a watch. Also, I've already done some videos on Carowinds and King's Dominion and Six Flags Over Georgia. So give them a view if you want. I know this is a long video, but I would like to see your opinions as well, so make sure to leave a comment below. Got King's Dominion next. This park shocked me how good it was. I always thought Carowinds was the better park. Growing up in Raleigh in between the two, it's not. Especially now that King's Dominion has RMC'd Hurler. Man, that's a good ride. And they also have I-305, which is officially a top 5 ride for me. I really, really like I-305, and it never has a wait. Got you still have one launched coaster left. If they had Volcano, this would be an S tier. I did not want to leave when they closed. I didn't get to re-ride much and really wanted to. I think this is above Disneyland. And especially they have a new part of the park that's jungle themed, and it's as well themed as anything Disneyland does. Really impressive. You can hate me for it, but I'm putting it on S tier. I'm putting it at the bottom of S tier, just below Animal Kingdom. And the animal stuff is the only reason Animal Kingdom's over King's Dominion. Great park. Kings Island, here's another one you might hate my opinion on, but I don't like it. I think the Beast is trash. I think the Mystic Timbers is okay at best. I don't think it's great. Diamondback is an A. It's a great ride. It's in my top 15, I think. And Orion is in my top 50. It's a great coaster. It's not as good as Diamondback. It's not as good as any other Giga I've been on. And the layout sucks. The wait times are awful. It's right above Kentucky Kingdom. It's a C. I really want to give it a D, but I can't put it below Fun Spot. It's a C. I was in Ohio a couple weeks ago and didn't even go to Kings Island because it's not that good. I don't understand the hype. Another park that I don't really understand the hype on, Knott's Berry Farm. It's all right. You do have a couple really fun rides. You have Accelerator, you have Silver Bullet, you have Ghost Rider, which is in my top 5 wooden coasters, but still I think it's overrated. The first half is actually pretty boring, and the turnaround, you barely move. Everyone knows the operations aren't great there. Most of the park is just like... Now, you have the really super themed Old West area, and then the rest is just flat tarmac with nothing on it. I'm going to put this one notch above Kings Island. Still C tier. It's okay. Magic Kingdom is next, another part of Disney World. This is the one where all the little kids go, but you do have Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, Splash Mountain, which pushes it up a notch. Some of the nostalgic rides are fun if the lines aren't too long. You do have Pirates of the Caribbean. You have not Mystic Manor. What's it called? A Haunted Mansion. So there's a lot there. There's a lot of rides. You got some classic stuff like Hall of Presidents too. I think the theming is okay. I don't agree that this is one of the most well-themed parks. I think for its time it was, and they need to update a bunch of stuff, which they're going to update Splash Mountain in a couple years. That'll be fun to see. And I actually like that they're going with Tiana on that one because it takes place in New Orleans. It takes place on a bayou, which is literally the theme. And a lot more people know Princess and the Frog than they know Song of the South. So I think it's going to be a good theme change. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully they don't put too many screens in there, but they could update it for sure. Anyway, off that tangent, Magic Kingdom goes high in the B tier, right above Holiday World. Yeah, it's my least favorite Disney park that I've been to, but still good. SeaWorld Orlando. I was just there today, actually. I used to really, really like this park, but much like Busch Gardens, they have serious operational problems. Today I went and they had multiple coasters down. They had the rapids were down. A lot of bars and restaurants weren't open, even though it was busy. One coaster had a 100-minute wait, another had a 5. But they have Mako, and they have Kraken, and Icebreaker's pretty good, and Manta's really good. And I like the animal stuff, which I usually do. It's better than Magic Kingdom. If nothing else, because you can walk straight in from the parking lot. Man, is it better than Epcot? No. I'm going to put it in a high B tier. Yeah, that's where it belongs. Some days it's amazing. Some days it's okay. And the layout, awful. I mean, I literally walked 5 miles in the park this morning and I was there for 3 hours. Part of it's my fault, but in general, you can get lost there really easily, even if you go all the time. Got SeaWorld San Antonio next. That is an easy D tier. I do not like this park. I've been twice. I went for the Texas Stingray both times. Really like that wooden coaster. I think it's my second favorite wooden coaster after El Toro. I'm way higher on it than a lot of people. It's really smooth. It's got a lot of airtime, including laterals. The first drop is great, and not much lines, which is awesome. I went opening weekend before the pandemic, and I went opening weekend after the pandemic. So I really went to support them more than anything because I like that businesses were opening. The rest of the park is complete trash. I mean, you do have Steel Eel, which is really fun but painful at the same time. But the park itself just isn't that good. You know, I'm going to put it below Indiana Beach. I don't like the park at all. SeaWorld San Diego, also not that good of a park. The new coaster was really not that good at all. Didn't even make my top 100. They don't have a coaster there in my top 100, I don't think. Maybe Manta made it. It's close, though. Is it better than Fun Spot? Yeah, probably. Because the animals. I like the sucker fish and stuff. They also had a really good bar selection. They had a nice tequila bar. So when you're putting everything together, I'd put it right above Kentucky Kingdom. Yeah. C tier for SeaWorld San Diego. Now on to the Six Flags. Again, I'm sorry this video is going really long, but I'm going to keep it long because why not? You got Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, which is going C or D on this one too. I really don't like this park, and I like animal parks. But how this park is laid out, you have to go to the front for coasters, to the back for an animal show, then back to the front, then back to the back. I didn't get to ride Harley Quinn, even though it was open that year when I went. Medusa's not that good. The Joker is. The Joker's an underrated RMC. Don't get that wrong. Would I go to Six Flags Discovery Kingdom for the Joker, though? No. Yeah, it's better than Fun Spot. Not better than Kentucky Kingdom. Yeah, I'll put it right here. Kingdoms are right together. Kings Island, Kentucky Kingdom, and Discovery Kingdom all in the C tier. Then you got Fiesta Texas next. Again, these are in just random order, how I thought about them when I was doing it. I like Fiesta Texas. I don't like Iron Rattler as much as other people do. I think it drags a lot, and there's a couple really good parts. It's really short. I also don't like Wonder Woman as much as everyone else does. I do like the theming here, like everyone does. Operations suck, though. It's better than SeaWorld Orlando. Better than Epcot. And yeah, that's where it goes. Better than Epcot. It's in the same area as Busch Gardens Tampa, where it could be a great park, but they do things that just bother the hell out of you. Six Flags Great Adventure. Now, this is a good park. Obviously, El Toro. I haven't been on Jersey Devil. You got Bizarro, Nitro, a Safari, which I like. It's better than Animal Kingdom. That's where I'm going to put it. S tier. Six Flags. I like the Safari better than Animal Kingdom, too. And I like that they have a local Jersey section there, too, that's just like preservation. I like that. Six Flags Great America in Gurnee, Illinois, near Chicago. Also a great park. Is it better than King's Dominion? I haven't ridden Max Force yet. I like the lineup there a lot. I am really big on Raging Bull. I like pretty much all their coasters, actually. S tier, yeah, but below King's Dominion. Above Disneyland, that sounds right. Then we got Magic Mountain. This one's tough because obviously the coasters are amazing. Operations sometimes are good. The park is trash though. Like, the employees aren't friendly. The food is not good. There's trash on the floor everywhere. There's ads everywhere. If you ask me, would I rather go to Great America or Magic Mountain, though, I'm choosing Magic Mountain. I think I'm going this over Great Adventure. Still S tier, but below Cedar Point. Better coasters than Cedar Point. Six Flags Over Georgia. I just went here on my coaster trip. Did not really like it. I liked the dark rides. Monster Mansion was a lot of fun. The DC dark ride always is. Yeah, things were okay there. Twisted Cyclone was really good. It was the best coaster there. Goliath was way radlier than I thought it was going to be. Not a hyper, by the way. Goliath is not a hyper. The layout is awful. Worse than SeaWorld. I think this park goes somewhere around here, around the fun spots. It's another park. It's like Magic Mountain too, where it's just not very clean. The food's not good. They have 3 of the same nasty pizza place. I literally went there thinking I was going to eat there, and I just starved all day because nothing looked good. And I'm not very picky. Usually I find something. Nothing looked good for $13 a meal or whatever. Six Flags Over Texas is right below Fiesta Texas. Still above Epcot. The layout sucks, but theming's all right. The coasters are good. Titan is better than people give it credit for, as is New Texas Giant. That's one of my favorite RMCs, actually. So, A tier for Over Texas. Six Flags St. Louis, I've been to twice. It's been a while, but they've added almost nothing. No new coasters. They have some fun flat rides. Excalibur is one of the best flat rides I've ever been on. Boss is awful. The one themed after Evel Knievel is great. And Reverse Blast, Mr. Freeze, is fun. It's not an all-day park. If they had go-karts, they'd be above Fun Spot. I can't push it down to a D tier, but it's the worst C. It's not that great. All right, we're down to 4 more. Got Universal Studios Florida. This one depends on my day. It is all screen-based rides, other than Rip Ride Rocket, which I really like. I like the secret song menu. I actually made a whole video on the secret song menu that you should watch if you go. I like the tribute store. A shopping area is one of my top attractions there. Gringotts and the entire Diagon Alley is amazing. I love Men in Black. It's better than Disneyland. That's where it is. It's an A tier. It's a very high A tier. Universal Studios Hollywood, however. Now, I love their backlot tour. And I love the Harry Potter land, but you can also get that at USF. They just don't have that many rides. I haven't been since they added the Pets ride, but that's not a big draw for me. It's a C. It's probably not as good as Kings Island. It's better than San Diego. Yeah. C tier. Then the other 2 are international. The Efteling, as the Dutch say. They always add the to the beginning of it. The Efteling. I was not impressed by this park. I thought it was fun. Nowhere that I ever need to go back unless they really added something crazy. Not any more of these flat, dark rides that just move slow. I really don't know where to place this. It's such a weird park. Yeah, probably right below USH, above SeaWorld San Diego still, just for theming, if nothing else. And there was a lot there, and it's a big park. And then Phantasialand in Brühl, Germany, the best themed park in the world, better than any of the Universals for theming. I love some of their rides. Yeah, and I haven't even been since Fly's there. Terran was in my top 5 for a while. It's still in my top 15. You got the B&M in Africa, the B&M suspended coaster I can't think of. They got that really cool log flume and Mystery Tower, which is Tower of Terror-esque. I'm putting this above Busch Gardens Williamsburg. It is my number 2 park, right behind Islands of Adventure. If Velocicoaster and Hagrid's were not at IOA, Phantasialand would be number 1. It's worth the trip to Germany. And that's it. So my S-tier parks: Islands of Adventure, Phantasialand, Busch Gardens Williamsburg, Cedar Point, Magic Mountain, Great Adventure, Animal Kingdom, King's Dominion, Six Flags Great America. And my only D-tier parks are Indiana Beach, SeaWorld San Antonio, and Family Kingdom. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you comment and let me know what you think. Let me know what I could have done better. And what do you think of these parks? Also, like I said, I'm going to leave a link so you can also fill out this tier list and have fun with it. Thanks for watching Corbin's Coasters and More.